A new Predator movie, only this time, he's the good guy. Bring that on. So Predator Badlands is directed by Dan Trachtenberg. It's the next installment in the Predator franchise. A franchise, it's classic 80s franchise where it was an 80s movie that got a sequel that became a franchise. And sometimes you sit back and wonder, did it have to be a franchise or could it just rest peacefully in the 80s? But then there are those installments that make you go, hey, that was a good time, franchise, cool. So in Predator Badlands, we follow this young predator. He's not just a young predator though. I've seen the memes, I saw the internet's thoughts. Internet was not happy with this dude's creature design. However, his own people aren't either. Everyone has so much in common. That's right, he's not just a young predator out there on his hunt. Granted, he has farmed his XP and now he needs to fight the big bad. But the reason he does is because he's not just young, he's a runt. He's a runt, his father's like, we should have killed him long ago. I mean, he says it in his own language, of course. He's basically Wilbur the pig. Only this time the bacon hunt's back. They did a really good job at making you empathize with this predator, though they do have a name. Like their species anyway. I hadn't heard it before. Yaocha. I think that's what they're called. But you know, he's smaller, he's meeker than the rest of his family, his species. He has a lot to prove. He is the underdog in the story, though he is a predator. And you really dig it. You get this dive in the setup of the film into the predator culture. I mean, we've gotten glimpses of it. We know the gist, but it's cool to be there seeing him sparring and talking with his brother. It was a connection I didn't expect in a Predator movie. So to prove himself, he has to go to this planet that is just the most dangerous planet. You know the phrase, you're not in Kansas anymore, you're on Pandora in, Avatar. Point is, this makes Pandora look like Kansas. Everything that grows or crawls in this land is just trying to kill him. Which it does do that video game sequel kind of thing, because he goes there completely armed. Like the original God of War 2, at the end of 1, Kratos was all decked out, but for 2, they had to nerf him, so they nerfed him, he lost everything. This movie does that. And it's basically him backpacking with a synthetic played by Elle Fanning while he attempts to complete his mission. And by backpacking, I mean he's wearing her like a backpack because she has no legs. Everyone's thinking and I'm just showing it. You saw it too, don't lie. And the moment she was like, I'm here with an entire crew of synthetics, I was like, oh, this movie's PG-13. I didn't know that about the movie. I didn't keep up on the rating or the reasons for I just didn't know what the rating was. I always assume R when it's a Predator movie. I get it, that's not always the case, but that's just my assumption. Synthetics in a Predator movie. Not one drop of red blood in this entire thing. That is how you make a PG-13 Predator movie, all right? However, I will definitely say, those kills are satisfying. Because in its execution, the movie treats it like these kills are really graphic. The way it's framed up, the intensity, the yells, the way a head just gets ripped from a body. Spike's gonna go through an eye like, no! Just so happens, no red blood. The hits were solid in this movie. It's probably the most fun you'll see in a massacre with zero blood whatsoever. I was like, it may be November, but this is an honorary October release in my book. Should have gone ahead and given you the intro for this review. And Elle Fanning was really good in the movie too. I can't tell you to the degree she is because I haven't seen that plot point in a trailer myself. But it's complicated. There's depth and contrast to her performance on screen. The CGI and the mocap's actually really good as well. The fact that this movie only cost $100 million, like there are a couple of CGI moments where I was like, yeah, that looks CGI. But for the most part, it looks surprisingly clean given its budget. We are no longer in the age where $100 million is so much money when it comes to Hollywood. Though it should be. They should definitely roll those budgets back because it's costing them. This movie's funnier than I expected. It's funnier than Prey is. I usually like my Predator movies to take themselves a bit more seriously, but the humor did largely revolve around this Predator and this synthetic being a bit of an odd couple. They play it up in a way that's pretty entertaining, though I definitely could have gone for less humor in the movie. Maybe I'm just becoming numb to MCU humor being in everything. The action being fun and satisfying, I feel like the movie found its stride at the halfway point. Setup of the movie, great. Halfway point on, great. Somewhere after the setup of the movie leading up to the halfway point, it started to wear on me because he wasn't taking on anything particularly interesting or complex. He was just, it was like another Avatar comparison. It was like the Jake Sully chase sequence in Avatar, but over and over and over again. I was like, yeah, I get it. Big monsters, scary, dangerous land. Let's move on. Then it does, and I had myself a good time. And that would be a good time. No alcohol required. Worst part of the movie for me, I could have gone for a cleaner title. It sounds weird. Title comes up, it's all Predator Badlands. The small print is right underneath. It's all 20th Century Studios, all rights reserved, blah, 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 blah. I was like, what? That takes me out of it. Immerse yourself in this dangerous cinematic land, but never forget it's the product of big studio money. All right, so Predator Badlands. Have you seen it? What did you think about it? Or what's your second favorite Predator movie? We all know what number 1 is, but whatever it is, whatever you think, comment below, let me know. And as always, if you like what you've seen here and you want to see more, click right here to see more.